Again, it's 5:15, August 31st, Wednesday, August 31st, 2022. And I'm just going to just do a little discussion here. My name is Attorney Alexander Napolin, attorney at large, live now. I'm an attorney here in Southern California. And I'm just going to do a little discussion here at the end of the day on the Bed Bath & Beyond situation, apparently, and according to sources here. Which I'm trying to bring up for you. Bed Bath & Beyond is in deep turmoil. The company is trying to rescue itself and stay out of bankruptcy by shrinking. So they're going to close 150 stores across the United States. It doesn't say exactly which states will lose stores, but I did find a list on another site that showed 4 stores in California have already been closed or are closing imminently. So if you're a worker out there, you work for Bed Bath & Beyond, you might have had an injury and you're now going to be left without a job. So you might have an injury from last year. You might have had a work-related injury, and you might have a workers' compensation claim. You might have never consulted with a lawyer about that claim. But you're facing a layoff from Bed Bath & Beyond, and you're wondering what's going to happen with your injury. So Bed Bath & Beyond has insurance, and what that means is that insurance policy will still have to cover any work-related injury that you had. But maybe you've been working there for a long time, and maybe you are having something we call a cumulative trauma, which is a repetitive work activities injury. So repetitive work activities over time can lead to an injury because you develop injury over time. It's not something that happens as a specific injury. It's known as a cumulative trauma injury. And this is a recognized type of injury under California law. So if you work at Bed Bath & Beyond right now and you've been working there for many years and you've had all types of little situations where maybe you've been having to lift something every single day, and not one time that you lifted it did it cause your injury, but over a period of 5 years, you started to feel back pain. And you're in your 30s or 40s or 50s or whenever. And now your store's being closed and you don't have a place to go. They're saying you're laid off. Well, you should probably consider filing a work injury claim for cumulative trauma. Now, if they've told you that you're laid off in California, Bed Bath & Beyond could try to say, Post-Termination Defense. There's a labor code section 3600, I believe. And it's post-termination defense, which basically means that the employer says, hey, we told you we were laying you off, and now suddenly you're saying you're injured. And that means under this law that we don't have to pay your workers' compensation. We're denying your claim. Now, that works with specific injuries, unless there's an exception. There's many exceptions to that rule, so consult a lawyer. This is Attorney Alexander Napolin, attorney at large. It's not legal advice. It's entertainment. It's meant to help you. It's educational. It's informational, but it's not legal advice. If you need legal advice, if you have a specific situation you want to speak to a lawyer about, you need to go seek private consultation with an attorney. You can call my number, 866-NAPOLIN. I'm a California attorney. So if you're in California, maybe you are in another state, you're looking for a lawyer, you can give my office a call. Maybe you're a Bed Bath & Beyond worker in another state and you say, I need to speak with a work injury lawyer. I just don't know where to turn to. You can give me a call. I'll give you help to find that attorney. But if you're in California and you're losing your job because of a layoff and you have just been working there for a long time and your back's been hurting, the post-termination defense that I just described, where the employer can say, oh no, you told us about the injury after you were told you were being laid off, that doesn't work necessarily to defend the employer against a cumulative trauma, repetitive work activities type claim, because the date of injury for those claims may never have arisen yet, because the date of injury is a period of time and a doctor has to diagnose it. So maybe the applicant never had knowledge. Maybe the employee never really had knowledge. They weren't certain it was from their work. And now it turns out that they get knowledge from a doctor, a QME usually, qualified medical evaluator. This is why you need a lawyer. So if you've been injured, you work at Bed Bath & Beyond, you've been laid off, or you've been laid off from another employer, maybe you do have a cumulative trauma injury. Maybe you've been working there for a long time. So that's what we're discussing today. Going back to this article, Bed Bath & Beyond's closing 150 stores, slashing several of its in-house home goods brands. Crucially, the company also said it secured more than $500 million in financing to shore up its ailing financial straits. So these stores are closed for good. It doesn't look like there's going to be any reopenings in Bed Bath & Beyond's future. So if they're not giving you another position, they're not giving you another job, then you have a potential claim against Bed Bath & Beyond for a cumulative trauma injury that you developed over time from working there for many years. Maybe you have an injury that you did report and you were given a claim form and you have medical treatment for an elbow injury or a shoulder injury. Those claims need to be tended to because you don't work for the employer anymore if you're being laid off. So you need to have a lawyer on those claims, because if you get hurt again, you at another job, you're going to have that entangled with both those claims. You're going to lose the value to the Bed Bath & Beyond insurance claim. So if you're moving on to another employer, you should probably take a look at what can be done to settle out your work injury claim, maybe get some money. So that's what I do here at Napolin Accident Injury Lawyer. But on this show, I'm not your lawyer. I'm Alexander Napolin, attorney at large, giving you general information, general educational material about the law. It's not legal advice. It's just my opinion about, whatever facts I hypothetically make up along with the questions that I receive. So each day I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be doing these live streams. We're going to be discussing Bed Bath & Beyond and other situations like what's happening with Bed Bath & Beyond, layoffs, what are injured workers' rights. And if you're out there, you're on Twitch or on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, get notifications that I'm going live. I'm going to go live every day. You can hop into my chat. You can say, hey, Alex, I have a situation. What happens if this happens? And I'd be happy to, indulge me and, give me that question. I'd be happy to answer it for you. I'm happy to give you that general guidance that you need. Now, stay anonymous. Remember, if you have active and pending litigation, that this public discourse could be discovered and is discoverable by the defendant. So if you discuss your case with someone else that's not your lawyer, or that you don't have a privilege to discuss it with, there's other, relationships. Talk to a lawyer if you have one of those, if you have a case. Don't just rely on what I'm saying here. It's just information, general information. It's educational. It's meant to help you, guide you, but it's not legal advice. For legal advice, you need to speak to a lawyer one-on-one, exchange the specific facts and circumstances of your case with that lawyer, and then get the feedback that lawyer has for you. That's legal advice. And even then, you have to take that advice into account. You are still the decision maker when it comes to hiring an attorney and what to do. Now, once you get into litigation, the lawyer takes over a lot of the responsibilities. They know what's best. But early on, when you're assessing, do I need an attorney? Should I pursue legal action? You need to speak to a lawyer and get that legal advice before you make a decision. Don't just go on what I say here. So anybody out there, I'm out on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. I think I'm live elsewhere. And we're talking Bed Bath & Beyond closing. We're talking, do you have a cumulative trauma injury because you've been laid off? Now you are saying, hey, well, what about my injury? I might have been hurt here, and I thought I was just going to keep working here, and then if I ever needed to really take time off, I'd just say, hey, my back's hurting, because that's what I thought. But now that you're being laid off, your back's been hurting, you've been working there for 10 years, you work at Bed Bath & Beyond or another store. We don't know what states are going to be affected most, but California looks like at least four stores in the state of California are closing. So yeah. So that's gone. Bed Bath & Beyond not doing well. I guess there is a big push to push products out right now, and some of the other competitors, Walmart, Target, they're beating out Bed Bath & Beyond in those sales. They're trying to make room for their holiday sections. So they're, really pushing out Bed Bath & Beyond type products. This is what I read in another article. I think it was NBC or something. So anyway, yeah. Got 3 followers here on Twitch. Name's Alexander Naplin, attorney at large. It's not legal advice. It's general information about the law that's meant to help you, but it's not legal advice. If you need legal advice, dial 866-NAPLIN and ask to speak with me. If I'm available, we'll talk. If I'm not, you can speak to another attorney in my firm, or maybe I have to refer you to a lawyer in a different specialty. So I primarily practice work injuries, personal injuries, slip and falls on public and private property, automobile accidents, motorcycle accidents, trucking accidents. If you work for a trucking company and you're injured in a trucking collision that you didn't cause, I'm going to help you with your workers' compensation claim, and I'm going to help you deal with the automobile insurance company of the other driver. You're going to be owed money by 2 different insurance companies, and those work together. So a lot of people hire me in those circumstances. So if you're going to a lawyer because you've been in a trucking accident, you think it's workers' compensation, you're not sure if it's automobile, not every lawyer does both types. So I do a lot of that. I have experience doing uninsured motorist claims. So if you've been injured in an automobile accident, the person who hit you has no insurance. Turns out it was a hit and run. We can't find them. Maybe they disappear on you. I help put claims forward against insurance carriers of my own clients. So that's an uninsured motorist claim. So maybe you need a lawyer to help you prove the nature and extent of your injuries, because a lot of people, they think, oh, I didn't cause the accident, I will be taken care of. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. You have to take care of yourself. And there are certain things that you have to do. That's why you need to consult with a lawyer who knows what they're talking about. It's not the lottery, okay? You're not going to be given some excessive amount of money just because someone hit you. But if you are truly injured and that's documented correctly, and you have a lawyer to present it to the insurance carrier, you're going to end up with something that's going to help you rather than just some little tiny amount of money. Now, sometimes cases aren't worth very much money. So I have clients and people who come to me, and maybe you're here in the live stream and you have questions. You come to me and you say, hey, I have a small case. Well, I'll tell you what I think can be done, because sometimes small cases can be difficult to deal with because costs can quickly exceed the value of the case. That's why we have small claims court here in California, which is amounts under $10,000. So if it's amount under $10,000, maybe it's a very small automobile collision, it's only property damage. Maybe there's some bodily injury. Usually if there's any bodily injury, it's at least a limited case. It's at least for a jury trial, usually not a judge. So there's some pending litigation over, some pending appeals on jury fees and things going on right now in California. Okay, so gosh, what time is it? It's 5:29. Been live for about 13, 14 minutes now. I'm on Twitch. My name's Alexander Naplin, attorney at large. This is an entertainment, educational, informational discussion on my channel. And I'm a lawyer. I can help you. You can get into the live chat here. You can hop in. And if you give me a question, I'll give you an answer. It's just an entertainment type of situation. Don't give it anything personal out. Remember, if you have a pending legal issue, that's something you should probably keep private. So be careful with what you share online. There's a warning in the chat about that. Give me a call privately or call a lawyer if you have specific questions about a specific situation and you want to share all those different things to get legal advice. That's what you have to do. What you get, the feedback you get here, the questions that I answer here, it's general in nature only. It's general information. It helps educate you about what you should watch out for and where you should go. And maybe when you have a consultation with an attorney, maybe you can bring some of these things up, but ultimately you're going to rely on the attorney advice that you get from that one-on-one consultation, not from the general information that I give. That doesn't mean you don't have a decision to make in your own mind, so you can listen to what I have to say here, but ultimately the advice is from the attorney. So I do personal injury, workers' compensation. If you are experiencing any issues with bankruptcy, if you have some financial issues, you need to talk to a lawyer about whether or not you should file for bankruptcy. Chapter 7, it's a personal situation. Could involve a business. If it's not worth saving the business, maybe you're in a Chapter 7 type of situation. I don't know. But, that's something I'm also going to help people with, help them find some general information about bankruptcy and help them navigate their way to a lawyer or someone who can help them deal with. That's federal. Now, federal bankruptcy is federal law, although there's state law that's involved there too. And that's why you're going to go to the jurisdiction where you live to file your bankruptcy. Okay. So tomorrow I'm going to have some specific topics to discuss. I'm going to put together some questions that I got while we were on the stream and go ahead and give answers out on those. And then just remember, Attorney Alexander Napolin, Attorney at Large, goes live. Check out my channel. We're going to be discussing topics in the news that relate to, and then how those relate to legal issues that might affect you. Guess I'm still working on that, but it's a developing channel. I'm going to sign off now. I'll see you all tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I'll be going live every day at 10 a.m. and every evening at 5 p.m. And you can catch me at that time. You can give me a chat, send me a direct message. My links are all in the profile. All my social links are down below if you need to get a hold of me. And if you need to have your case reviewed in California, maybe someone you want to consult with. And also, if you're in another state and you're just looking for some general guidance, I could probably get you to the right place. It's not legal advice. It's just help. Okay, Alexander Napolin, Attorney at Large, signing off. See you all tomorrow, 10 a.m.